In yesterday's story, Joseph had to travel to the town of Bethlehem because Joseph was a descendant of King David, and Bethlehem was David's city. So why was Bethlehem associated with King David? The Old Testament mentions the association between the town of Bethlehem and King David a number of times. For example, many of you might know the story of Ruth. A lot of the story of Ruth is actually set in the town of Bethlehem. And at the end of the story, Ruth marries a man named Boaz, and they settle down in the town of Bethlehem. And then Ruth becomes the great-grandmother of King David. When David, as a shepherd boy, is first introduced in the Bible, it also mentions the town of Bethlehem. That's the town where Samuel had to go to anoint him, and it mentions the town again in the story of David and Goliath. One interesting reference to Bethlehem in the Old Testament is from a time when David was king. And during that time, the Israelites were at war with the Philistines. And the Philistines had actually conquered and occupied the town of Bethlehem. Well, David was staying in a cave away from there, and he said to his soldiers, if only I could taste again the water from the well just outside Bethlehem. Well, amongst his soldiers were 3 heroes known as the Three. And the 3 heard David say this. So at night, they crept down and broke through the Philistine lines and fetched some water from that well and brought it back to King David. When King David got the water, he said, "What have you done? You've risked your lives to get me this water. Is this water more precious than your blood?" And he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out as an offering to God. So you see, Bethlehem was the town where David was born. And even though that's not where he lived when he was king, he still loved that town, and that was the place that everyone associated with King David. And that is why Joseph, King David's descendant, had to travel to the town of Bethlehem to be registered. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the next Christmas video on Storytime with Josh.